The Tales of Mother Moon, Fairy Tales of a Modern Kind, The Peninsula of Elementa and the founders of Tetrad's Landing. Hello to all who have chosen this book of tales. My name is Light Solara Moon, and I recently have had a brush with death. I have just delivered twins, a boy and a girl. They are my 13th and 14th children. I do suppose they will be the last children born of me. Some have asked me why to have so many. To some, it may seem wasteful or irresponsible to have them all, but I have them and they are mine. I didn't stop because I felt I always had more to give this world. My children are my gifts to the world. No more should be said about it, but people are never often kind enough to keep their opinions to themselves. They ask me reasonable questions, but their advice often lacks tact and wisdom. How would you ever take care of so many all at once? What would be the cost, and could you give them each enough of your attention so that not one of them feels left out, neglected, or forgotten? These are many of the same questions I have asked myself for years. Do my children have enough? Can I relate to each of them, or will we spend the whole time fighting every step of the way? I do not take to heart the negative opinions of outsiders who have never seen my family and what we are to each other. I know that I have been graced with many gifts from the universe. I believe they are the source and makers of all things, who are both mother and father to us all. This is what I have come to believe for myself. May my belief bring comfort and inspiration to any that come to know it. Whether they believe it or not is fine. And so, I have raised my children in the safety of a large home with plenty of space for them all to grow and be free. We call our home Moon Manor, passed down on my husband's side of the family for many generations. It is a large home with much land. It is a permaculture farm that doesn't let 1 inch of space go to waste. It has orchards, crops, animals, forests, and large bodies of water that lead to the sea. It is all surrounded by mountains and hills. Not far from small villages, and not long from the bigger towns. There have always been strange tales and stories surrounding Moon Manor I have heard since I was a girl. My family has been friends with the Moon family all my life. What others say is strange and unnatural, I have always thought that it was a place full of wonder and magic of a simple kind. The moment I became a part of the Moon family, I was welcomed and loved by the land as one of their own. I have witnessed many unusual happenings. None have ever truly scared me, but I am a bit unusual, so do not take my words as a sense of normal by any means. I have gone off topic. This is a book of tales I have decided to write because of my most recent scare of death. There was a time when even I thought I would not make it. Many of my children are mostly grown, but the thought of leaving any of them when they were not ready for me to leave was a soul-crushing thought. So, I asked myself if I could leave them all a piece of myself that could live on when I am gone, what would it be? This was my solution, a book filled with the tales of my children and their children to come. I am not the only one to write in this book. My children, husband, and other members of the family have brought me tales to add to the volumes that line the small shelf in my room next to my bed, telling of how my family and I have grown with each other. There are many ups, downs, and sad tales to be told. Don't lose heart, you can take something from each one. My fondest wish is these tales will always be told by one Moon Mother after one Moon Mother at a time. That they never pass out of the hands of the Moon family. But if someday they do, and these tales survive, I hope that they can be of use to any mother or father struggling to give their children the right love made just for them. Knowing that you are not alone, I hope that you pick up my tales and see me as the mother I am, not without flaws, or a stand-alone mountain, but a woman who loved my children all equally but different. Knowing I didn't do it alone and that they taught me so much more about myself as a person than I could have ever dreamed. For they are not me and I am not them. They may have come through me as my gifts from the Mother and Father of us all. The source of all things is the universe of energy that makes us all one and different at the same time. My job is to see them become decent human beings, capable of giving and receiving love, with the ability to protect and survive all things that come their way. Without crushing the freedoms of other people and not letting their freedoms be crushed at the same time. That they become what they dream of most. Love themselves and their lives more than anything, and they can give that love to others freely while keeping more than enough for themselves to not just live but thrive. My Lost Wolf. This is the first of my many tales about Wolf, my first and oldest moonchild. When my wolf was just a cub, he was lost for a whole day. My husband Shadow, a traveling trader, is often away on trips to sell his goods and wares to make our living. I was a very young mother with 3 children from 5 to 2 with a set of twins on the way. Wolf, my eldest, had shown his love of the forest from the beginning of his small life. Trailing home small stones, climbing trees, and earthy treasures from its mysterious hidden places. My wolf would always stay within sight of me or the house. As I hung the laundry on the line, my wolf spotted something. It was a fox white as fresh snow. A white fox, something pretty he had never seen before. Like any 5-year-old full of curiosity, he followed the fox into the woods. As fast as his legs would carry him over rocks, past trees, and through cold streams. When he fell, was scratched, or cold, he neither cried nor whined. My wolf was always my big boy, helping me with his brother and sister. My wolf was truly my brave boy. The fox came to a clearing, and it turned as he approached it. Then as fast as it was there, it was gone before my wolf's eyes. My wolf looked all around, no fox to be seen. Even worse, he came to understand he was no longer close to his home. My wolf couldn't see his house, his nice mother hanging big white sheets, or snow and worm playing together. My little wolf knew he was lost. The trees got bigger, and the forest got dark. My wolf was afraid as the sun's last lights faded from the trees. I know Mother will find me. My wolf nodded off to sleep in a big oak tree, but was awakened by the sounds of something crashing in the woods. Then in the distance, the howling of real wolves could be heard. Wolf knew about wolves from books he read in his father's library. In the dark woods, my wolf saw yellow eyes glint, white teeth smiling with sharp edges. My wolf sat and watched them through the dark. They were playing, about 6 or 10, all jumping and running, playing tricks on each other, just like his siblings did. Wolf remembered one night his mother tucked him into bed. On a night when the moon was full in the sky. "Mother, why do the wolves howl at the moon so?" "It is very frightening, Mother." "Well, my darling wolf, they are singing to the moon." "What do they sing about?" "They thank the moon for her guidance in the night. They sing of how beautiful she makes their life, and how she fills their bellies with good things to eat, as the moon watches over them. Then they sing songs of loyalty and family." "So, the moon is their mother, like you're my mother?" "Yes, my little wolf cub, and many believe just that, for we are all children of light and dark, born under the same sky." As my wolf watched this pack play, his heart longed to be with them. Then the ears perked up on every wolf, even small ones in trees. The wolves ran from the area. My wolf climbed down from his tree by the light of the moon. My wolf's heart was beating fast as he raced after the pack, but he could not catch up with them, and he was alone again. My wolf looked at his feet, seeing the tracks of the pack that led his way. But Wolf soon came face to face with a bear. The bear was very grouchy, having just woken from its long winter nap. Wolf was so afraid he stood frozen on the spot. The bear stood on its hind legs and gave a great roar, making my wolf crouch down to cover his ears, waiting for the bear to take a swing, but it never came. Many moments passed as the thumping of Wolf's heart was slowed enough that he could hear all that was going on around him. My wolf and the bear were surrounded by the yellow eyes of the pack. As the pack and the bear exchanged growls and fierce glances, the bear knew that it was outnumbered, so it came down from its hind legs and lumbered back into the forest in search of a good meal. When my wolf saw the bear had left, he stood and watched very carefully, not moving or making any noise. Just as carefully the pack watches my wolf with sharp eyes. Then out of the pack came two wolves. One a dark gray with a black underbelly. He was bigger than all the others, and this was the alpha male later Wolf would come to know as Bitten. His mate was by his side. She was the second largest of the pack. She is all white except for the 4 black paws. She is Shadow Snow, mother of the pack. Bitten was the leader, but she ruled her family. What mother says goes. Both came and gave Wolf a big sniff. The others whimpered for directions on how to treat this newcomer. Shadow Snow knew this was one of the Moon Children from the people in the Moon Pack outside the forest in the den of wood and metal. She often left bones for the pack in harsh winters. His Moon Mother was wise and young. His Moon Mother would be coming for him in the light. Shadow Snow gave her verdict to the pack, and Bitten could find nothing that would harm the pack. Shadow Snow tugged and herded up my young wolf. It was a long walk to the pack's den. Little Wolf would stumble, but Shadow Snow would not let him fall. Inside the den was a fuzzy mass of puppies, all waiting for their pack's return. On seeing Wolf, they circled him with excitement. Their mother gave them one sharp yip and they left him be. My wolf could not move another step. My wolf sat right down. Shadow Snow lay down to give my wolf a place to rest his head as he went straight to sleep. The 4 puppies settled in around Wolf. This was the first time Wolf slept in the warmth of the pack. It is something he will always know for the rest of his life. I had searched for Wolf all night with a lantern in hand. It was sunrise when Mother Wolf came to lead me to my cub among her pups. A smile spread across my face. Happiness filled my heart. I knelt before Mother Wolf and placed my forehead to hers. With no sounds made, only a feeling passing from mother to mother. Without looking back, I scooped up my sleeping son and lantern to begin the walk home. As I carried my son home, I thanked the day for many things. Almost home, Wolf wakes in my arms. Mother, you found me. Yes, and I always will, my little wolf. I'm sorry I went beyond the sight of the house. I forgive you, little wolf, but tell me how you came to be lost. Wolf speaks of the fox and how it disappears before him. How it grew dark, and the bear had found him as well as the pack saving him. Were you scared, my wolf cub? Only a little, but the wolves saved me. I know, my love, the wolves of this forest always look after the children of the Moon family. We have been friends for always. What about the fox, mother? Some say that the fox is the heart of the forest. She tests people who have the spirit of the forest itself. Others say she guards the Tweedy-eye forest, only letting in those that suit the ways of the woods. Really, Mother? Yes, my wolf, I believe this is not the last time you will see the white fox, my wolf. Besides, the pack has made you one of them. Mother Wolf will teach you how to run in the forest like them, my son, so I can see them again when you are older and know how to find your way home. Until then, Mother Wolf may come to get you and bring you home by dark. When you know the way, you can go any time you wish. As Wolf grew, he ran with the pack in all the wild places of the woods. This is the tale of my lost wolf. From Mother Moon and her first moon child.